Hi, everyone. All right, let's take a look at week 6. All right. So, as always, there's a couple of ways to get to our class module for the week. You can click the announcement. And so, again, each week I kind of send out an announcement that gives an overview of the week, the objectives, and then there's a link here that says click here to begin the week 6 module. So, you'll click that, or you can go to the home page. And each week there's a link for our week. This week is week 6, and you click on that link, and that'll open up the first page. Again, I do not want you to click on the assignments over here on the right because quite often it'll take you to an assignment and you won't see the pages that have the information that's necessary for you to complete that assignment. So I do want you to just start at the beginning of the week each time. So you click this. So again, you click one of those links and you get to the welcome page. And so this welcome page, again, is just a chance for you to kind of look at the overview of the week and get a sense of what we're doing this week. So this week we are really just developing our essays. So we're working on building compound and complex sentences. We're creating cohesion in our writing. So that's kind of making sure that our writing is following logic order. And then we are turning in our first draft. Okay. So you take a look at that. Here's the assignments. And then at the end, there's all the ways that you can get extra support, whether it's coming to my office hours on these times or days, or leaving questions in the week 6 question and answer. Okay, so once you read through this page, then you're going to go ahead and click next. And so, as always, we like to begin the week by setting our weekly intention. The only thing you need to do to complete this assignment is to submit a complete sentence. So, my intention this week is to work on my essay, period. And as long as it's a complete sentence with a capital letter, a subject, a verb, a complete thought, and some sort of punctuation at the end, then you get full credit for this assignment. Some students choose to tell me more. You tell me about your other classes or tell me about our class or anything else that's going on in your life. I love reading about that and responding to you. But again, the bare minimum is just submitting one sentence. That's your weekly intention. Okay. So you're going to hit start assignment, submit that. Once you submit this assignment, then you go to the next page. So the next few pages are just about learning information and learning class content. So this page is about building cohesion in our writing. So you'll read through the information on this page, and then you'll watch this video by Professor Whitsett about building cohesion in our essays. So again, you can watch this kind of a couple different times, and then you can also follow along with the textbook. So remember, each week we're reading the weekly textbook pages, and then we're absorbing the weekly content inside the Canvas modules. Okay, so you read this page, you watch the video, then you click next. And so this is just more information about building compound and complex sentences. So a lot of this type of sentence building and these grammar topics were covered in the previous levels, ESL 39 or 149. But it's always good to have some information resources for us to review. So if you want to review about compound sentences or making complex sentences with those subordinating conjunctions, then you'll want to go ahead and watch these videos a few times until you think you have a good understanding of them. And then you hit next. And same thing, we probably should have already have a little bit of knowledge about transitions in writing. But if you want to relearn that or kind of check your learning, then again, you're going to watch this video and then save these documents so you have them handy for when we're writing our essay this week. Okay, so you'll read the information on this page and then watch this video, and then you'll click next. Here's where we're going to do a little bit of practice. So just like most weeks, we have a Padlet board, and so you're just going to add a compound and complex sentence. So this should be about attending college, right? So it says in the Padlet board, please write 2 sentences about the benefits of attending college. So one compound sentence and one complex sentence, and I've given you an example below, and I can see Abigail and Mariana have already posted, so that's awesome. Great job. Okay, so you're going to add that your sentence, then click next. Here's where we're going to learn about making compound complex sentences. So again, these are our sentences. We're combining the compound sentence with the complex sentence to make kind of like a three-clause sentence. And the reason that we do this is to create sentence variety in our writing, so we're not using the same short sentences over and over, like college is good. College is good for this reason. This reason is because there are benefits to attending college. One of the benefits is you can meet people. Meeting people is good. That it gets very repetitive when you're using the same kind of sentence. So we want to use a sentence that kind of mixes the compound and complex language. So something like, although many students attend college for financial reasons, comma, there are many reasons that students take classes such as building confidence and building resilience in their classes. So we really want to kind of mix up the way that we're making our argument, and we do this by using sentence variety. So again, you'll read the stuff on this page and you'll watch this video about compound complex sentences. And then you'll click next. So these are the answers for your textbook. So this kind of gives us some feedback on recognizing compound complex sentences in writing. And so this is an activity that goes with the pages in the textbook on pages 57, 60. So as we usually do every week, I try to give you the answers for you to check yourself. So you check those answers, then you hit next. And then now we're going to practice writing a compound complex sentence. So we want to look at page 60 in our textbook. So again, you can use the link on the home page. You can use the textbook version that you saved. You can look at a printed out version. And I try to always link the version inside the textbook. So we're going to type in page 60 here. And so we'll scroll down. And it says, your turn. Write two compound complex sentences with correct grammar and punctuation. Write about class topics like higher education. Okay. So again, that is going to be the assignment. So we're just creating our own sentences. So you have a couple different ones to look at as a mentor text or an example, and then you're going to create your own. Okay, so let me just close real quick. Close. Okay, so it says write two compound complex sentences with correct grammar and write about class topics. So all you're doing is creating two compound complex sentences. So these sentences should have three clauses. They should have two independent clauses that reflect the compound sentence and one dependent clause. And that would have a subordinating conjunction associated with it. And that would be the dependent clause on dependent on one of those independent sentences. Okay. So again, this is how you complete the assignment. You're going to type it into a Word document or a Google document, format it in MLA format, and then submit it to the link above where it says Start Assignment. Okay. So you'll submit that assignment and then you'll click Next. Okay, so for this week, we are in our discussion groups. So you have less people to kind of interact with, but this way we can kind of connect with them a little bit more in-depthly. So for this discussion, you're choosing one of these questions to answer, and then you're answering in about, I don't know, 150, 250 words. Um, so again, you're going to choose one of these questions, just one of them, and you're going to answer that question and kind of discuss it with your group. So you go on. So what I like to do is maybe just pick a question. Okay, I'm like, okay, do you want to live in a different time period? Are you hungry for something in life? Who do you consider to be a hero? Or if you have one talent, so what do you want to talk to? So if let's say we're gonna click pick question three. So what you do is you go down here and you hit reply, and then you're going to add your response. Okay, so you're going to add your response to here. So I like to put the question in just so I can kind of remind myself and say, hello, class. And then you kind of go through the question and make sure you just kind of fully explain yourself. So in my life, my father is my hero. He spent 20 years serving in the military. We had to move often, and he had several different paths while in the Marines. Okay, and so you would keep on writing until you get to about 150, 250 words. Again, the word there's a word count right here, so that'll give you information on how many words you need to write to fulfill that word count. And then you hit your reply, and then once you hit reply, then you'll go back and you'll read other people's posts, and that way you can respond to them. Okay, so all the usual stuff with the discussion. You post, and then you do one really detailed reply or two smaller replies to classmates. Okay, this again is a page that is in every module every week when we have discussions, and this just gives you some sentence starters to work with about responding to your peers, right? So you can respond generally, that's interesting, or I hadn't thought about that idea, or I really like your idea, and then you explain why. Or if you want to reference something they said, um, like you wrote, I really like this thing that you said. Or if you agree with them, then you can use these sentence starters to express that. Or if you don't agree with them, which is quite normal as well, right? You can use this to talk about how you have a different opinion than they do as well. Okay, so you'll use these sentence starters. Then you click next. Again, just information for you to read. All right, so this is talking about gerunds and infinitives. We've already kind of learned about this topic, so this is more of a review. But again, you're just going to read the information on this page and you're going to watch the video. This is going to talk about kind of the places where we want to use gerunds in our writing, especially for this first essay. So you're going to read the information, watch the video, and then we're just going to take a quick little comprehension check to make sure we understand some of the differences and some of the times when we want to use infinitives or some of the times when we want to use gerunds in our academic writing. So again, this is just like a little comprehension quiz. So you can take this 2 times. So take it the first time, and then if you look at the feedback, and then take it again so you can make sure that you get the grade that you desire. Okay, so you're going to take that comprehension check, hit next. All right, so all this information is to help us complete our first draft of our essay. So here is the writing prompt one more time for you to look at. Here are the due dates. Again, our draft is due this upcoming Monday on October 7th. You turn in your draft. I'm going to give you feedback over the next week, and then your final version is going to be on October 21st on that Monday. Okay, so these are just the details of the essay prompt. And again, if you need some extra support, then you want to go and see tutors, or you want to go see our PSP Xavier, or you want to come to my office hours so we can work together. All right, and this is where you turn in your first draft. All right, so write an essay that responds to the prompt. That's what we just looked at on the previous page. Again, we want to get this in on time so I can give you appropriate feedback. And you want to submit this in a Word document. It's much easier for me to give you comments on Canvas when you submit it as a Word doc versus a Google document. Okay, so once you're ready to do that, you hit Start Assignment, and then you attach the file and submit your Word document. All right, once you submit that assignment, then you hit Next. All right, so this is our weekly question and answer. Again, this is a discussion board where you can add a question that you think would be a good idea for the whole entire class to see. So if you have a question about some assignment and you're like, I think everyone has the same question, then this is a great place to add that question. If it's something more personal, like you're going to miss class or you need extra time for assignments or something came up and you need to talk to me about it, then you want to send me an inbox message or send me an email or even talk to me in the weekly intention. But just a reminder, if you post a question to this particular discussion page, then everyone can see it. Okay, so this is stuff for general information. All right, then you click next. And then we've got to the end. All right, so we got through the week. You practiced writing some compound complex sentences. You checked your learning about gerunds infinitives. And we turn in our first draft of our essay. So again, this just recaps the week and kind of gives us a preview of next week. And really, all I want you to do is really just focus on making sure you turn in your essay in on time. Okay. All right, so that's it for the week. Again, please reach out to me or Xavier or come to my office hours this week if you need some extra support. I love, love, love working on essays with students. So if you feel like you're a little confused about some of the pieces that we've been studying over the last couple of weeks, then please stop by office hours and we'll work one-on-one with it. All right, have a great week.